Greetings, families. Welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time, my name is Mamri and you are very welcome. In this video, African leaders came together, not the presidency, no, in COP16 Colombia. Yes, when I saw it, I said, what is going on? So they can one day come together and agree on something which is powerful. This is what we want. The Africa we want is united Africa, that they can do things together, they can agree on common goal, common thing that affect us. This COP16, we all know, is about climate change. President Ruto has been talking about it for long now, and nothing is going on except selling our land, African land, to Arab countries and the rest. For me, it's so complicated. I don't understand it. The reason why I'm sharing this video is because the way they came together, the summit and yesterday in Colombia, the way they came together and agree on common goal. Please, families, listen. I'll be back. Thank you for that.
The COP16 High-Level Summit is being held this Tuesday and Wednesday in Cali, Colombia, with the participation of heads of state and ministers responsible for the environment. After this session, the African group of negotiators held a working session yesterday with African environment ministers. The aim was to propose a draft joint African declaration for COP16. After a week of negotiations, the group of African negotiators presented the minister in charge of the environment with a draft joint declaration for COP16 in order to gather their observations and proposals for enriching the documents. This is to ensure that Africa speaks with one voice. It's only natural that, on the eve of the high-level summit, this group should have been able to exchange views with the ministers present here who have mandated them to, let's say, negotiate on our behalf, to take stock of the negotiations that have been underway for a week and to take our direction, of course, on behalf of our respective heads of state who have mandated us here, on behalf of our countries of course, and then to give them these directions and listen to them on the various advances that have taken place in relation to the negotiations and harmonize once again the points of view to be more effective because, in fact, each defends its interests and Africa must go in a united way. The focus is on synergy of action between all the conventions, synergy between biodiversity and climate change, implementation of the global biodiversity framework, and financing. In addition to the creation of a special fund dedicated to biodiversity, African countries are proposing to focus on the mobilization of domestic resources. We're banking on the fact that now is the time for action, because the main problem is financing. It will be necessary for the 54 African countries. We need to find ways of putting pressure on developed countries. So a minister from the Congo has come up with an idea, and we're going to exploit it. In Burkina Faso, we already have intervention funds for the environment, because we are focusing on endogenous mobilization of funding to address our concerns. Anyone who uses images linked to biodiversity for advertising or production purposes will have to pay a tax. Guinea to work on setting up a fund to be financed by the public and private sectors. The protection and extension of protected areas today, which represent almost 23% of the national territory. Also the implementation of a sustainable financing mechanism. We intend to set up a fund for biodiversity conservation in which public and private partners will participate in the capitalization. There's also the ambitious reforestation program we're implementing, with the involvement of local communities. With my brother from Burkina Faso and my sister from Guinea. So it's to say that we're all together, we speak with the same voice, and I'd remind you that the meeting of AMSEN, the African group, the environment ministers. An extraordinary meeting was held in Abidjan not long ago. At this meeting, points of view were harmonized, and this is less the position that has been reiterated here and on which the various ministers have expressed their views. Once finalized, the documents will be presented at the COP16 high-level session on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thank you, families, for watching up to this stage. I'm laughing because I didn't turn the camera on and I was talking. This part excites me a lot because our brothers and sisters in Colombia, yes, are saying that they don't understand why we cannot come together, why a lot of African countries do not have embassies in Colombia or vice versa. So they are going to seize this opportunity and ask them they should please open the door because they want to come in. They said, according to the news, it's only 4 countries, Ghana, Kenya, and other two that they have embassy, but they want more. They want to come back to the roots. They want to know what is going on. I said, great, great. We all know Colombia, Brazil, Caribbean, we are all the same. History tell us we are the same. At the end of the day, even our color tell us we are the same. So it is good for them to open this door or to open this conversation that one day will impart on all of us, hopefully. So Mali has signed for it already. Please listen and I'll be back. Thank you so much.
Sidelines of COP16, Colombia's vice president met with African environment ministers. Francia Marquez presented the Africa 2022-2026 strategy program, which aims to strengthen cooperation between Colombia and the African continent. She called on African countries to open diplomatic representations in Colombia. We now return to our Colombia has diplomatic representations in 4 African countries: Senegal, Ghana, South Africa and Kenya. But no sub-Saharan African country has diplomatic representation in Colombia. Bogotá wants to reverse this trend and strengthen its cooperation with the continent, hence the Africa 2022, 2024 and 2026 strategy, a program presented to the Minister for the Environment by the Vice President of Colombia. Francia Marquez calls on African countries to open diplomatic representations in Colombia and to work together to protect biodiversity. Colombia is home to a large community of Afro-descendants. And today, this Afro-descendant community has a strong link with the preservation of biodiversity. And today, this Afro-descendant community has a strong link with the preservation of biodiversity. And today, it's a force that, in any case, enables the preservation of biodiversity. So, and she actually suggested that we could build on that so we could today and reinvent relations between Colombia and African countries, so his appeal has been heard loud and clear by African countries. In any case, Mali is ready to strengthen its cooperation with Colombia. Mali is ready to cooperate with any country in the world that respects our principles, which govern our relations with all countries, i.e. defending the interests of the Malian people. Respect for the strategic choices of the Malian people, and whatever we do, let it be done within the framework of our mutual interests. And if that being the case, there's no reason why we shouldn't deepen cooperation between Malaysia and the colony. Of course, that's the responsibility of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to whom we'll report. The Minister for the Environment, like his counterpart in Burkina Faso, Roger Barreau, hopes that there will be a Colombian embassy. The respective RPI.
Yes, so it's not all about climate change. It wasn't all about climate change. Our brothers and sisters will be coming home one day and they will come peacefully. They will not come through visa problem or anything. For me, that's what I'm hoping for now. Africa is for all of us. Yes, Africa is for all of us. For whatever reason that we are divided, for whatever reason that up to today, Colombia do not have embassies, Africa embassies there. We don't know, but it has been made possible now that the door is open, conversation is on the table, and a lot of countries will exchange embassies. So we can all benefit. We eat almost the same food. When I'm watching, I like Colombian movies like, the drugs and the gangs, and I love watching it. When I look at their behavior, the food, everything, we are almost the same. Not almost, we are the same. Mexico, I wish to go to Mexico one day. It's the same. So this is what I have taken from it. And secondary, for Africans to agree on something and fight for their right. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I will leave you here, families. God bless you all. by returning my VIPs, my queens and kings. Thank you so, so, so much. I love you all. God bless you. Please like it and share it. Let the news go all over the places. Credit to ORTM.